In December 2018, a single piece of aged paper, handwritten, was auctioned off for nearly $3 million. No formulas, no secret physics diagrams, just a letter. Simple, honest, frightened, and brilliant. Signed by Albert Einstein, the man who unlocked the universe, used that page to try to unlock God. But what he wrote challenges everything you learned in school, in church, or from motivational reels on Instagram. Einstein didn't talk about miracles or heavens. He spoke of something bigger, something invisible yet powerful, a force that runs through galaxies and through your own heart. And the most unsettling part? That letter was hidden for decades. Now it's public. And for those who read it, the world never looks the same again. If you think science and religion are sworn enemies, get ready, because maybe the greatest scientist in history saw a kind of God no one expected. Before we go any further, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Seriously, that's how YouTube knows you want more content like this. Deep, well-crafted, and different. And trust me, what's coming next might shake everything you believe. His name became a synonym for genius. Albert Einstein, the man who gave us the theory of relativity, who showed that time can bend, and that gravity isn't an invisible force, but a curve in the fabric of space-time. But what most people never hear is that Einstein didn't stop at science. Behind the equations, there were questions no formula could answer. What is God? Does the universe have a purpose? Why are we here? These questions haunted him, not like a traditional believer, but like an explorer, not of space, but of meaning. In 1954, 1 year before he died, he picked up pen and paper and wrote something intimate, direct, almost forbidden. A letter addressed to a philosopher. In that letter, Einstein opened up about everything he thought about God, religion, and what really keeps the universe in balance. And the most surprising part? That letter was forgotten, ignored, locked away for decades until it resurfaced like a whisper from the past at a multi-million-dollar auction. Now it's out there, public, and it forces us to face a powerful, uncomfortable idea. Maybe everything we believe about the divine has been misunderstood. Maybe Einstein didn't reject God. Maybe he redefined it, and that's what we're about to explore. But first, tell me in the comments, do you believe science and spirituality can walk together? Or are they destined to be enemies? Since childhood, we're taught to picture God as a person, a white-bearded figure sitting on a heavenly throne, watching and judging every move we make. That image works for a child. But what happens when we grow up? Einstein said this idea of a personal God is an illusion, a reflection of our fear, our craving for control, justice, or comfort, a psychological projection. The idea of a God who interferes with our lives and actions is, to me, unacceptable. Einstein. Here's the first rupture. Einstein didn't hate God. He just didn't believe in a God who looks like us. So what did he believe in? In a famous letter, Einstein answered, "I believe in Spinoza's God, who reveals himself in the orderly harmony of what exists." Baruch Spinoza was a 17th century philosopher, excommunicated for his radical ideas, and now regarded as one of history's most forward-thinking minds. For Spinoza and Einstein, God is nature itself. God is not a being. God is everything. The laws of physics, that's God. The geometry of galaxies, God. The logic of life, also God. This may sound cold, but it's deeply poetic because it means the divine is in everything. Pause for a moment and think. If God is the invisible structure that connects all things, why would it need a name? Einstein rejected the idea of praying for favors, but he never rejected mystery. The most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science. In other words, You can be atheist, agnostic, spiritual, or religious, and still feel that cosmic awe. To Einstein, God doesn't need a face, just respect, contemplation, and silence. Many people believe science and religion are at war. Einstein thought that was nonsense. To him, the problem wasn't faith, it was dogma. Religion without questioning becomes superstition. Science without ethics becomes dangerous. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. Einstein, that's the balance almost no one gets right. We live in extremes. Either we deny everything, or we accept without thinking. Einstein suggested another path, a sincere search for meaning, with an open mind and a restless heart. The 1954 letter wasn't just a rant, it was a testament, a kind of spiritual legacy to humankind. In it, he states that sacred texts are valuable culturally, but not to be treated as absolute truth. The Bible is a collection of honorable but primitive legends. Einstein. That may sound like blasphemy to some, but for Einstein, it was just intellectual honesty. He wasn't trying to destroy faith. He wanted it to evolve. He wanted people to stop waiting for divine punishment or rewards and start seeing the universe as it is. At its core, Einstein invites us into a spirituality without myth, a faith without fear, a sense of wonder without illusion. God, for him, is the hidden order beneath the chaos, the silence behind the Big Bang, the code that connects everything, and which we're still trying to understand. And maybe, just maybe, when we stop looking for a God that listens to us, we'll finally hear the universe speak. Few people know this, but Einstein wrote a series of letters to his daughter, Liesl. Some of them only came to light decades after his death. Among them, one stands out as perhaps the most profound and unexpected statement of his entire journey. In this letter, Einstein says, "Love is a force more powerful than any other." Yes, the same Einstein who spoke of gravity, energy, and relativity places love above them all. But he wasn't talking about romantic love. This wasn't about passion between couples. It was something far greater. We live in a divided world. Either you're rational, logical, objective, or you're emotional, spiritual, and sensitive. That division is artificial and dangerous. Einstein believed that separating the mind from the heart was just as wrong as separating science from spirituality. Love is light, given to those who seek. Love is gravity, because it makes people attracted to one another. It's poetic, but it's more than that. It's physical. Now imagine this. What if love isn't just a feeling? What if love is a real force, like gravity or magnetism? Einstein writes, "Love is an invisible force, yet so powerful it can transform the world." If that sounds exaggerated, consider this. What fuels revolutions? What unites nations? What drives someone to sacrifice everything for another? It's not always reason. It's not always logic. It's love. And if love holds that kind of power, then maybe it's more real than any number or equation. Einstein spent the last years of his life searching for a unified theory, a formula that could merge all the fundamental forces of the universe: gravity, electromagnetism, the nuclear forces. He never found it. But what if he actually discovered something even greater? What if the real unified theory isn't found in physics books, but in the human heart? It's provocative, but think about it. If everything is connected, as Einstein himself believed, then maybe love is the invisible fabric that holds it all together. Einstein saw this clearly. Science was advancing, but humanity remained primitive. We were discovering particles, planets, vaccines, but still ruled by fear, ego, and hate. Humanity is not yet ready to understand the true power of love. Letter to his daughter. That's the silent tragedy of our time. We know how the world works, but we don't know why it exists. And here, Einstein's vision comes full circle. God is not a being. God is invisible order, and love is the energy that flows through it. When we love, we align with the logic of the universe. We act in harmony with its deepest laws, not through religion, not through commandments, but through resonance. Maybe that's why he said, the true value of a human being is determined by how much they have freed themselves from the self. Einstein believed it would take us centuries, maybe millennia, to grasp the depth of this message, but he left clues, and now they're in your hands. The question is, will you keep searching for explanations, or are you ready to feel the connection? The brightest mind in science talking about love as if it were a cosmic equation, about God as if it were a silent symphony, and about humanity as a child still crawling before the infinite. But there's one question Einstein never answered directly, and maybe it's the most dangerous of all. What if the universe has no purpose at all? What if the order we see is just illusion? Can we live in a world without meaning? Or do we need to invent one just to keep breathing? Maybe that's the next answer we need to search for. While you think about that, another video is about to show up here. Watch it. Trust the process. Your journey of discovery has only just begun. See you soon, and I'll see you in the next video.